We are live.
Uh, oh my goodness. Are we?
We
Are
are.
we? I mean, it's like I can't believe that we're like this far into February already. You know what? This is pretty much how we're going to start the show for the rest of the year. Like, I can't believe we're at X point already.
Which is crazy because January took forever. But it's
Yeah,
really dragging for me still. Like everybody's like, oh, February's flying by. And I'm like,
right.
the fuck it is.
Right. Yeah. It's like a combination of two things, right? That it's like January, it's like it seems like everything is speeding up and slowing down at the same time.
Simultaneously,
Yeah,
yes.
like I would have thought I would have finished issue 10 by now. But instead I'm on like page 14. Like I'm not even halfway through. Like I don't know, like the stuff that I need to do is like moving in slow motion, and the stuff that I need to do but don't want to is like rushing forward. You know what I mean?
Right. No, I get it. I get it.
You
It's
know.
like I don't have enough time to do my work, I feel
Yeah.
like.
Yeah.
But the the fucking medical shit can't happen fast enough.
Right. Yeah, I know, right? That it's like it's something like that's something that there's always something inordinately taking up much more time than you want it to. And then the stuff that you want, it's like there's not enough time to get through it.
Never.
Yeah. It's like I don't like it.
Oh my gosh. I'm trying to share this out to manually because StreamYard and Facebook are a bitch and
Oh,
make
are they
everything
fighting
public
again?
and yeah, well, they're not fighting again. They're doing this stupid shit where you can only live stream. Well, StreamYard first of all got so goddamn expensive. I lowered the amount
Right.
of places we can stream to.
Right.
So, but Facebook makes everything private until you set it to public
That's
automatically.
weird.
Like, why the fuck would I share it if I wanted it to be private? You stupid fucks.
Right.
But
Like
anyway, good morning. It's
Ugh.
February 10th,
Oh,
2025. And this
gross.
is the Rage into the Vlogs. Yeah, it's a show
Yeah.
about
It's a
stuff and comics sometimes.
yeah. Uh,
You want to just go ahead and do this?
hit it.
Trigger warning. Fuck you.
Demonetized off the bat.
Oh my goodness. Good morning, Nita.
Good morning, Daphne. Oh, we have the ability to earn again. Look at that. That fucking
And they're
stars
taking it away. They're taking
Look.
it away just as quickly.
This is Facebook. Because guess what? My main account is
Yeah.
finally free again for now.
For like what? For like 10 minutes?
Look, I'm doing my best. I'm behaving. I'm censoring all nipples, all labias are covered, assholes
Right.
too. And yeah, I'm trying because I want that Facebook money again.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. After what you were saying about your taxes, it was just like, God damn it. Oh man.
Yeah, dude. Like when I start off, I'm writing them off right. And the way I do my taxes is because I'm lazy. I just
Right.
I'd go through my freaking PayPal's and my Cash App and everything,
Right.
and everything that was employment related. I just write down the numerical value and hand it over to Chris.
Right. Yeah.
And like so, I was doing that this year, and Facebook was like 1,500, 1,600, 15, $3. So I mean, it was just a
$3.
drop.
Yeah, it's just like a
fuck
rock.
me, man.
Uh-huh. Yeah. But it's like, yeah, so
I miss
yeah,
them
this
Zuck bucks.
Oh, yesterday I confirmed raccoon activity in still in my neighborhood because we have raccoons,
boy.
and it's like I haven't seen them in a while. They're very good at hiding. You know, they're like the size of dogs, but they're very good at hiding. Um,
Blend right in.
yeah, so it's like we still have the abandoned house over here, right? And there's this woman, a not crazy one this time, because the crazy one passed 2 years ago, and she feeds the stray cats at the abandoned
Right.
house, so the raccoons are always there. So,
Oh.
but I haven't seen them in a while. And then yesterday I was coming back last night from like picking up some food for me and Jose, and this raccoon was on the street, like by the gate, right? But I guess it's like it kind of figured that it wouldn't be able to hide or get into the house before I passed it, so it tried to squish itself against the wall,
You
kind
don't
of like
see
doing
me?
this. You know, you don't see me, you don't see me, right? But I saw it because, you know, of course I'm going to see you. The poor thing looked so upset that I saw it. It's like, oh no, they saw me. So I had to make like this kind of like this wide berth around it, going, oh, excuse me, sir. I didn't mean to disturb you. So we're both doing this. And then once I passed, it finally went into the abandoned house. It's just like, well, at least I know the raccoons are in the are still in the neighborhood, you know. Although I still miss that one time I was looking at my Ring camera at night, and I went to look at it. I don't know, something. I was looking at it for something, right? And then just like chilling on my front porch was this like big ass possum just sitting on my porch like it owned the house. It was just like, and I was like looking
He
at
does. You just don't know.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, well, it's like, look, you know, my neighborhood's called Woodside for a reason, right?
Right.
And the woods, despite everything, is still here. Maybe not in the way it used to be back in the day, but
Right.
oh my goodness. So who's joining us in the chat? God knows it's like we need to start.
The
off
only
the week
people
all
talking to
rambly.
us right now are Lou, good morning,
Hello.
and Ray, good morning, Ray, and HR.
Hello, good morning, and yes, I see you, my beautiful eyeball people watching us from regions beyond. If you are joining us from Facebook, come on over to YouTube, join the sexy people in the chat. StreamYard and Facebook are fighting again. So we're not sure if we're, it's like I'm pretty sure we'll still see your comments, but it's a lot easier when you're on YouTube. And while you're here, make sure you like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever any of our shows go live. Oh, so hello everyone. And for anyone who's new here, and even if you're not new here, you know how this goes. My name is Daphne Lage, and I'm a cartoonist, illustrator, and comic book artist from New York. I have been self-publishing comics since 1992, and you know what that means.
You don't understand. I ain't scared of you motherfuckers.
And I am known for the furry fantasy adventure Tall Tales and my medieval fantasy drama Eagle Raven Heir the First Unicorn, which closes on Friday on Kickstarter. This is the Kickstarter for issue 9 of this 16-issue series. So if you haven't checked it out yet, you have until Friday to pledge and catch up with the series, or just pick up issue 9. Link is in the chat and in the show notes. Remember that you can read both my comics online at the newly revamped egoworks.com, EGOWORKS, and Tall Tales, TAILS online.com. And you can check out all my videos on how I make my comics here on YouTube at my channel, Daphne Lage, Lage Art, which also simulcasts through the Indie Comics Network. And to tell you more about it, here's Nita.
It's a comics channel on YouTube, sometimes Facebook, all over. You can find us at Indie Comics Net most anywhere. Yeah, I'm on Facebook and shit too. Yeah, that's where I
Right.
mostly do my bullshit.
There you go. Yeah. We're very professional here, as you can see.
I'm gonna get my shit together. I am. I
Right.
will.
Right. Just today is not that day.
Today is not the day.
Right, exactly. But yeah, so yes, so I'm very happy to say that I did revamp my website this weekend after talking about it on Friday ish. Was it Friday? Did we talk about it on Friday or was it last Monday?
Bro, I
I was
don't
like,
remember what I had for
yeah,
breakfast.
yeah, I know.
Oh, it looks nice.
Huh?
I'm
Yeah,
l-
yeah.
yeah,
I mean, I kept pretty much the same layout, right?
right.
Um, I kind of go through the process in depth on my newest vlog artist studio vlog video that I uploaded to YouTube yesterday. I just made it under the wire. Um, it's like I'm still pleased. I'm still surprised yet pleased that I have done 6 episodes of my my studio vlog series so far. I'm still a good Rob. Yeah, it's like I'm a little surprised I've managed to do that, but I managed to do that. And I'm still even more shocked that people actually like them and are watching them, and I'm getting hours. I'm getting
Heck
like,
yeah.
because it's like if I keep this up, I really do think I can get monetized this year,
Right.
which would be nice because I want stickers. I want super chats.
Stickers.
Yeah, so I'm really so I'm really pleased with that. It's probably the first time on YouTube that I felt like I'm finally making traction. Now, if I could only get myself to do like short form stuff,
Heh.
that's kind of like a different animal. It's like you would think making a 30-second video would be easy, but it's like, oh my God. It's like
Shorts for me are the worst.
I really, really am not attracted to doing that. Even though I know that that could really be a good part of my online strategy because I could use the shorts on Instagram, I could use the shorts on Facebook, and I could use the shorts on YouTube. So technically, one short would be very efficient for me to make, but it's actually making it,
Right.
you know? Um, I kind of figure it's like, look, I just got myself just to consistently do 20-minute videos. I just have to, I don't know what it's going to take for me to do the shorts though. I mean, is CapCut still down?
Yep.
Right.
I am
And you
super depressed about that. Like, I
right.
could give 2 squirts of piss about TikTok because they banned almost every video I put up.
Oh
Like, this is
no.
porn. This
Right.
is porn. Oh, look, there's notifications.
Oh, there we go.
And
Okay,
I
so
should mute
everybody
my phone.
oh, right. And I guess everyone should be waking up by now.
Yeah, I'm double checking and seeing because as of the last time I checked, CapCut was still down.
Right.
Which really fucking sucked because it's like they took it down for the same reason as TikTok. But here's the thing. You don't have to put your fucking personal information on CapCut.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah.
Fucking videos.
And also because it's like I don't like using my phone for editing. That's why I never
I loved it for
really,
CapCut. Yes, loved it. It was
because
very mobile friendly.
right. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I should just like kind of like push through it and kind of like just do the Facebook, like use whatever Facebook editor. Because the thing is with Facebook though, is that every time I
Yes.
do a reel and use their assets, I'm always getting copyright dings.
Of course. Of course
It's
are.
like I'm using your library. How am
Right?
I getting Facebook copyright claims?
But you're
using
only
your
getting. But
library?
here's the deal. Okay, I'll explain that to you. You're
Right.
getting copyright dings, but check the areas because
Right.
usually it's these 3 or 4 fucking islands in the middle of nowhere that mean
Well, that's
nothing.
true.
It's
Russia.
still unaffected in the US and the
Right.
European area and
Yeah.
Australia,
That's true. I
which
think
is
the last one
and
I
Brazil,
got-
which are the only places that seem to matter to us right now because it's the only place we're streaming to. And if anybody is fucking listening from another country, God bless you. And I'm
Right.
sorry, but you're just not showing up in my demographics.
Right. Oh, because yeah, because I think like the last two dings I got was from Russia and Japan. You know, and it's like, but it's still annoying to get. You know, they're still annoying because it's like
Right.
it's your archive.
Right. Absolutely.
You know, why do I have to argue this? It's your archive.
I need
Oh,
to
Da
check
Vinci
out-
is good.
Yeah,
for
yeah, he's not the first person to bring that up either.
right.
So
Yeah.
I'll check it
Okay. So
out. I
I'll
just like the
try. I know it's
convenience of
free.
CapCut. Oh my god, you go in there, you
Oh,
fucking
because
pick out your
optimized.
template, throw it in there, fucking.
Right.
It was so
Yeah.
fucking easy.
Because it was optimized for TikTok.
It
you know?
was. It really
Yeah.
was.
Yeah. You know, but you know, yeah, so I'm trying to like up my promotion game, you know.
Mark it harder.
Market harder. You know, I mean, it's like, oh my God. It's like, I think both me and Jose have really grown a hatred for that phrase this past week. Market harder, market harder. Duh. You know, I mean, it's like, you know, because like we were talking about the last time, there's only so much you can do. If people are not going to spend the money, they're not going to spend the money, right?
No,
But
right.
you know, but you don't want to confuse it with not doing anything.
Oh, absolutely.
Right.
Yeah. Because
Yeah.
that was something I wanted to bring up the other day because we keep saying you can't market harder, but you can if you're not doing
Right.
anything.
Right.
Because I get
Yeah.
annoyed with the people who you don't see them anywhere and
Right.
they bitch about not getting anything. And it's
Right.
like, who are you? Who dis?
Right. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, because
there's that
they're
problem
really-
too.
Yeah, because it's like, you know, that's kind of the thing. I mean,
Oh,
it's like,
absolutely.
Ray says the problem is the lack of disposable income at the moment. A lot of people just don't have it. Yeah.
And
yeah.
an uncertain future. We're all just
Yeah.
like, well,
You know, it's like what, like eggs are $1.
am I? Yeah, now, right?
Right, yeah.
Are they going to be $2.50 tomorrow? Because I mean,
Yeah.
Dude, did you see Waffle House is doing a surcharge?
Oh, a lot of places are. Even my
Like,
deli's
Fucking
doing
50 cents extra an egg.
no.
It's like, jeez.
Here it's $1.50 extra.
Jesus.
Yeah. it's
Yeah,
$1.
and that is why I'm still in Louisiana, Daphne.
Right. Yeah. Well, you know. Although
I'd be making more money there.
well, yeah, that's kind of the strange thing, isn't it? That it's like that New York is a very expensive city, but the thing is that once you're here, it weirdly balances out because of the amount of things that you don't need. Like if you live in New York City, you don't need a car, so that expense is out.
Right.
Like there's a lot more options to go out. Like
And minimum
Right.
you minimum wage is higher. Starting wage isn't even minimum in most places.
right.
Like,
Yeah,
you know,
exactly. Yeah.
like the same jobs he's been at for 20 years now.
Yeah.
He'd be making $15 more an hour to start.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Because here the minimum wage is 14, but most jobs start at 17.
Right.
You know, it's yeah, you know, but yeah, the yeah, it's expensive here, but at the same time, it's like, yeah, it's just, you know, it's kind of like if you like the entire time you were here, it's like you needed something, we could just go out and get it.
Right.
You didn't need to get in a car, you know.
No, we didn't even have to get into the subway most of the
Right,
time. We could just
exactly.
walk there.
Right, you know, it's like everything was close by, and you know, it's that 15 it's that 15-minute walkable city that they try to create conspiracy theories about. You know?
Right,
It's
right.
like, bro, this is what it looks like. It looks like New York. You know. But yeah, it's just but the thing is though, yeah, it's like, yeah, here the surcharge is $1.50, or at least that's what they were charging at the deli that I went to yesterday. Yeah, because the official food here is what the bacon, egg, and cheese on a roll. That's the official food of breakfast food of New York City, and it's like we're
I
talking
thought it was
about
the everything bagel.
right. Well, that too, you know, but every
That's
morning,
TV New York.
yeah, you know, it's like, but it's pretty much the bacon, egg, and cheese, and here they were talking about like depending on where you go in the city, it could cost up to like $7 to get one when usually
Holy
it's about like
shit.
$4 or something,
Wow.
or at least I don't eat that, so I don't know what the actual going rate is. Oh, but marketing. Oh my God. Before we just could have an entire conversation about bacon, egg, and cheese.
I'm down with the egg part.
you know but yeah, it's like, it's like, yeah, so just because we understand that there's a limit to marketing harder doesn't mean we're saying don't market. Don't market yourself. Don't do anything, because you have to do something. It's like I said, in my case, it's like, I'm doing these weekly studio vlogs, which have been doing, modestly well. I mean, it's
They're
not
doing
like,
really well.
I mean, it's like, it's not like
Pat
all of
yourself on the back,
no,
ladies. You're doing great.
absolutely. Um, like I said, I just figured out a way to do them without it feeling like a chore. So because shorts feel like a chore. Yeah, it's like,
Wait,
exactly, market smarter. Because shorts feels like doing a chore, even
right.
though it's significantly, it should, logically, it should be significantly less effort to do a 30-second video than it is than to do like a 20-minute video. um like I said, I revamped my website. um and and it's like, yeah, and it's like I finally figured out um what to do with it, which made it a lot easier for me to fix up. So yeah, I know that I've spoken about a website being a hub.
Right.
This time I really mean it. Like, if anybody goes to my website at eagleworks.com, everything's on that front page. Like,
Yeah, it is.
if you just literally wanted to read the comic, everything's on, all the chapters are on the first page. If you just wanted to find out what's the easiest social media for you, a platform for you to find me on, it's right there.
Right.
You want to shop, the link is right there. So it's like, if you wanted to linger, you can do that too. Like, you can check out my portfolio. Um, it's like, it's all there, but it's optimized for, this is going to sound weird, for the viewer to leave if they don't want to stay but
Right.
still find me.
Right.
It was kind of weird. It's kind of weird to say it like that, but I think that if we're just going to come to the realization that people are not going to leave their favorite platforms, the whole thing about if you leave a platform, you cease to exist.
Right.
So it's kind of like optimizing for that it's like, well, here's my website, but you can also find me on Facebook, you can find me on Fur Affinity, you can find me on Global Comics, you can find me on Webtoon, whichever one. Like I said, my next thing to figure out is Amazon. So it's like it's like, instead of us supplying books to sell, you can just buy the books on Amazon, and Lightning Source, which is an imprint of Ingram, prints books for Amazon, so that you'll be able to. So technically, our books will always be in print. You
That's
don't
such a
have
pain
to
in the
wait.
ass, though.
Yeah, so you don't have to wait for us to have it in stock.
Right.
Even though we do have most of the books in stock, although we're pretty low on Tall Tales, which is available on our store. But if you prefer to buy stuff on Amazon, that's kind of, yeah, it's like, I want to make it easy for that too, so that nobody can say I can't get your stuff.
Right.
Nobody can say I don't know where you are. It's like, nobody can say, well, I can't afford to buy your book. And it's like, well, I'm on Webtoon. You can read me on Webtoon. You can read me on Global Comics or whatever. It's like, Um, but yeah, it kind of like it's weird because we had been talking about this for a long time, and it's only recently that I think I finally understood the shift I had to make in thinking. It's like, what would the customer do? What will a viewer do? What would an audience member do if they were looking at your stuff? Not
Right.
what I want them to do. You
Right.
know, what would they do? You know, it's like you kind of have to like take yourself out of the equation. And it's like, no, it's not about you. It's about how these people are going to react. And what's funny, because if you think about it, you act the same way. It's like we act the same way with when we're interacting with other creators and artists and you know, looking at websites. It's like the way we want people to react to our stuff, we don't even react to it that way. You
Right.
know, like I complain about um oh, I never hear about anybody talking about my book, right? But at the same time, I can't remember the last time I like spoke about. I mean, I kind of do, but it's like you kind of like do it once and then you kind of move on. You know, it's like we do an episode where we talk about our favorite books, and you know, and I'm talking about, you know, I talk about Sacrimony and ElfQuest and Celestial Pulse, and you know, and it's like, oh, Dragonlance, right? It's like we talk about our favorite stuff, you know, and then, you know, indie and otherwise, and then we move on. We're
Right.
not constantly talking about them. And you know, and then it's like, so what am I expecting from people to be constantly talking about my book when I don't even do that?
Right.
You know, although what's really funny is that I was in a funk at the big, well, I don't know, these last 2 weeks I was kind of in a funk, right?
Right.
Because you know, I got in all my feels about that shit, you know? And I just happened to be watching Visenia's live stream, because I usually have it in the background. Yeah, I know, right?
Right.
I usually have it in the background while I'm working. And she did an entire 20 minutes or so talking about Eagle Raven.
Oh.
She didn't know I was watching. I mean, it's like, because I'm working, I'm not commenting in her chat. And she was talking about it for like 20 something minutes. And she even went through my Kickstarter and everything. And I go, okay, all right, I feel better now. I feel better. It's like, this is how I know it's all worth it, you know? And what was funny was that there was someone else. Oh, for the life of me, I can't remember who. There was somebody else who talked about Eagle Raven, and I was like, this is. Oh no, someone sent me an email. Someone sent me an email,
Oh.
and I like, you know what? Okay, all right.
Formal.
Very formal. They went out of their way. You
Right.
know, when was the last time you sent an email to somebody that was just because you liked them?
Oh, okay. No, this was the exact opposite.
Right, exactly. So yeah, so it's like, you know, so the whole thing is that, okay, what would the audience do if they saw this? You know, again, like not what I would want them to do. What I want them to do is irrelevant. What would they do? What would they do? So that's how I arranged my website. I optimized my website for them to leave, which sounds very counterintuitive, but I feel better about it.
Right.
Like when I go to conventions and hand out my business card, I feel it's a very efficient site because everything is just there. You know, and it's like, and they can choose their experience however they want. Um I'm not yet, because also what that did too was that I was always under the impression that I had to redo my website so that it was like optimized for mobile and all that shit. And
Right.
it's like, you know what? You're not staying anyway.
Hmm.
You know, it's like, why do I have to optimize for mobile when I could just give you a link to a platform that's already optimized for mobile that you prefer to be on anyway?
So website equal link tree.
Right, something like that. Right. So it's like it's a little bit of a glorified
A
link
fancy
tree.
link tree.
Right, it's a fancy link tree. Although I do ironically have my link tree link
Well,
there too.
well, you should,
Yeah.
because
But
it's
yeah, so
easier to update than a
yeah,
website.
exactly. Oh, that was also the other thing too. That the goal was to make the website a lot easier to update because there's very minimal things I have to switch out. Like when the campaign for issue 9 ends and the issue 10 uh launch page is live, which technically it is, but I'll get into that in a minute. I just have to switch out those banners, right? Because also the thing with the website, again, counterintuitive, is I want the website to be as static as possible without looking abandoned,
Right.
right? So, so like the web comic on the page updates by itself. So technically it's still a live website and an updating website without me having to do anything.
Hmm.
So every day you go to, there's a different page up, a different panel from Eagle Raven up. So that's always being updated, right? So then again, it's like, then I just have to change the banners and that updates. And then I won't have to do that again until the next campaign after that.
Right.
And so yeah, so then that way it's like I don't have to do like honestly, there's really nothing else for me to do with that website. I mean, because it's like if you want a blog, you go to my Substack. You
Right.
know, if you want a more interactive experience, you go to my Facebook. You
If you
know,
want
it,
furry porn, you go to
go to
Furfinity. If you
Furfinity.
want,
Right,
right?
right,
Yeah, it's
exactly.
beautiful like that.
So right, so I'm very satisfied with how my website, and I did the same thing with the Tall Tales site too. Although the difference with the Tall Tales site is that it's more focused on just Tall Tales. Like the
Right.
big banner there is for Global Comics, for you to read Tall Tales on Global Comics. It's more centered on Tall Tales, more dedicated to Tall Tales. Although all the links are the same to my Facebook and Fur Affinity and all. Like if you wanted to go elsewhere, but that website is more focused. While my Eagle Works site, yeah, it's like Eagle Raven's the main comic, but it has my gallery. It's going to have House of Bob there, but again, you can see the uncensored version on Fur Affinity. So I was just very satisfied to finally figure that out for my website. And it's like, yeah, and it's like, and if you don't have a website, if you especially don't have a domain that you can send people to, I hey Melissa, I highly recommend that for everybody. I think that that's the least you should have.
Right.
Even if your domain goes to a link tree right now, which I have seen that,
Like I do.
right. And it's like, even if it's like, as long as it's kind of like one thing that's related to you that you can give to everybody, and they will always find your stuff
Right.
based on that one thing, because you have to make it easy for yourself. So it's like, yeah, even if you just have a domain name that leads to a link tree page, that's a start. So but again, though, I would recommend taking it a step further and getting a website with a domain that you can host your own stuff on it, depending on what you're hosting, because in the end you can't count on platforms for much. So at least you have a space that's your own, that look, even if it's just to collect emails, you have right there, because I think Linktree collects emails too, but it's like you have to do it through Linktree,
Right.
and it's like, as opposed to like you just have your own domain, you can collect emails yourself. Although I use MailChimp for that. So you know, although what I do is I collect the emails through Mailchimp, and then I transfer those emails over to my BackerKit mailing list, because that's the place, because that's where I like send out emails more regularly. And then what I do is that I archive the emails that I took on Mailchimp, so that I'm always under the payment threshold.
Right.
So technically I'm using the free version of Mailchimp.
Right.
Um so because I like Mailchimp for a couple of things, but I think they're too expensive to pay for what they offer.
Hmm.
Especially because they're yeah, because it's like it depends on how many people's on your mailing list. So you know, it's like there's always ways around this stuff. But um I don't know, like yeah, so like what else is kind of going on? I mean, it's like I was, you know, yeah, it's like
For me, it's just business as usual and
uh-huh,
maintaining with, like, marketing for
right,
other companies right now.
uh-huh,
I am working on the YouTube channel, but other than that, like, I have really like it's just work, just
yeah,
just just work and
right.
medical bullshit.
Right. And also I think I think also that, you know, we just have to remember too that there isn't going to be one big thing that everyone can do that'll like raise awareness.
No, absolutely not.
You know, it's like that's not how that works. You
Yeah,
know,
that's what even on individual platforms, we're all gonna have different levels of success. Like, there's some people who can't do shit on Facebook, some people excel. Some people, like myself, can't move for nothing on Instagram, and
right,
other people blow up over there. It's all
right. Yeah,
individual.
like for me it was Twitter. Like I couldn't get anything to happen on Twitter no matter what. That's
Right.
why in the end I just decided it was just not worth my effort.
Fuck Twitter.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like I still have my account there, but it just leads you to my website.
Right.
Because I could not get it to do anything. Um you know, for the amount of people that I had following me, it was just like so I was lucky if people were even just giving me, you know, like hearting, favoriting, or whatever they called it there,
Right.
my post. If one person did it, it was just like, yeah, I don't.
Same. And then get an account on Blue Sky, have half the fucking following and triple the engagement now. It's like, holy
Right.
shit.
So it's like,
Yo, Jody, what
oh
up?
hey Joe. You know, because yeah, because it's like I got a newsletter from Kelsey Rodriguez, which is this art YouTuber that I follow. And she's always giving art advice. Yeah, Melissa, I was doing pretty good on Substack, but I've stagnated as of late. Blue Sky is doing pretty well at the moment, but overall it's exhausting to keep up with. Yeah, it is.
Yes.
It is. Unfortunately, that part's not going to change. I have to get back into into Substack, because like, well, because right now, like the last thing that I've been just sending updates about is my fanfic that I've been updating on my
Oh my
Substack.
gosh. Right.
You know, I mean, it's something, you know. But yeah, but in actual posts I haven't done that in a bit. But yeah, it's like the fanfic is an easy update for me to do.
Right.
Because it's like I have my fanfic, and I have the Eager Raven novelization that I have um serializing there. I've just been putting up my first draft just to kind of like get it out there.
Yeah,
As
YouTube
like,
does pretty well. Like,
yeah, yeah,
it's picking back up
yeah.
finally.
Yeah, yeah, cause yeah, like I said, Twitter did nothing for me. But that's the thing. It's like we just have to accept the fact that there are some platforms that are going to work for us and some that don't. And oh, so Kelsey's latest email Substack was talking about this. How it's like we really have to put our energy into what's working and stop fighting what isn't. I mean, it's kind of funny that I guess
Right.
everybody's on the same mindset, you know, lately. Um, and that's what it is. It's like, because it's like, look, it's very easy to get burnt out. But I think also, I think nowadays it's also very easy to see what's working and not working. Um, for me, YouTube is picking back up because, one, I decided that I actually like making videos and editing my videos. I actually like doing that. So that just and then it's like, to see how my vlogs are doing on their own is only encouraging me to make more.
Right.
I do like Substack. It's just actually sitting down and making the post. Although, oh, have you heard from Tim? Have you?
We'll discuss that.
Oh, okay. Because it's like, we just haven't seen him in a while.
Short answers, no.
Right. Okay. So, I remember him mentioning that what he does is that he does his videos on YouTube, takes the transcript of it, and then makes a blog post, makes his Substack post based on that.
Right.
So it's like, oh, technically I could do that with my vlogs. Just make, oh, you want a readable version of the vlog? Here it is on Substack. Oh yeah,
Or
yeah. I
Reddit.
gave up on Tumblr a long time ago too. I think that Reddit, yeah, because it's like, I think like Reddit lost a lot of momentum when they sold it. I forgot they sold it to an AI company for content. And it's like, that's why sometimes if you ask like AI stuff, it's like kind of sounds weird. It's because they fed it Reddit posts. But yeah, so I'll probably have to try that. That it's like just taking a transcript of my vlog and then converting it to a Substack post. Just to, I guess, kind of like, well, it's like, if you can't watch it, you want to read it instead, here it is, so I got to try that. Just to kind of give a little bit more life to my Substack, because I do like it. I do like it. So it's like, yeah, it's just finding, yeah. So it's like taking your energy, reclaim. Yeah. So the goal is to reclaim our energy so that we can market smarter, as Rob had said. It's
Right.
not marketing harder. It's being more efficient with where we put our energy. So it's like, so yeah, so I was happy with getting my website again. There was something else. There was oh yeah, it's like, I think that this was yeah, that, me too. Yeah, you see, and that's kind of the ironic thing too, is that whatever audience you build on there, they're all different audiences, because technically they're not your audiences.
Right.
They're Twitter's audience, they're Facebook's audience, they're, but that's why it's important to kind of have a presence.
Yeah.
You
At least
know,
what your brand. I can't
Yeah.
say that enough. Like,
Yeah.
put your links on all the platforms.
Right. So that way, if anybody says, "Oh, are you on Twitter?" you could just say yes.
Bitch, I
And
have
then-
an OnlyFans.
Right. That's the only thing I haven't tried.
I have. No, you're on there too.
Oh, am I?
Yeah, we have an OnlyFans.
Oh, we have.
But you won't see butts on our
Right. It links. Let me guess. It links back to the YouTube.
It comes back.
Yeah. That's funny.
No 20-ounce bottles going anywhere for $6.99 a month.
Right. Yeah. except right here. Except right here. Except for drinking.
It's the recycling bin.
Yeah, exactly. That's where they're going. Yeah, but there was something else too. Oh yeah. So yesterday, last night, Jose had I guess like a special edition of his show, Talking Comics on a Sunday.
Right.
And of course, they were all talking about the Diamond thing. the whole Diamond bankruptcy, right? But they were talking in terms of, like, I guess, like, what they're hoping and what their strategies are going to be. I didn't listen to the whole thing yet. But there was something that, yes, the thing is I try to do everything alone. Yeah, no, really, the burnout's awful.
Burnout is real.
And they were talking about, like, I guess it's like if being in retailers is still a thing for you, right? Like, in the end,
Right.
it's kind of like, well, what are the options, right?
Right.
But I think, like, somebody was it? No, it wasn't Marcus. It was I forgot who said it. But they were talking about how retailers are interested in stocking indie comics, but they're not interested in stocking individual issues of indie comics. What it is that they're more likely to buy from you if you have, like, trade paperbacks, if you have collected books, rather than individual issues.
Right.
Which, which I found interesting because, for the longest time, it was just like, no, we don't deal with indie comics unless you're in Diamond. We're not dealing with you or
Right.
whatnot, right? But it seems that that there are some stores where it's like they have no problem dealing with indie comics, but
But what?
it has to be trade paperbacks. Because they were saying the way it was explained is that, because the main reason they don't like dealing with indie comics is because it's like, okay,
I'll sum it up for you. I'll tell you exactly why. You ever seen the comic book section at a Barnes and Noble and how ratchet those fuckers are and the laws?
Oh, well, I mean,
Like,
not the one that I showed you.
Oh no, yours is an exception. Like, but the
Yeah.
trade paperbacks are just so much easier to display. You can read
Yeah.
them off the spines. They don't have to be laid flat or worrying about boxes.
Right.
Yeah, I totally get that.
And also, what does a trade paperback signify, right? More than
one issue, right?
Right. And it seems that and it's not that it's surprising, but it's like, of course, one of the biggest complaints about indie comics is that most indie comic publishers never make it past their first issue or second issue. They said that if an indie publisher makes it to its third issue, that's a feat.
And we're not talking about revised issue 1. Revised
right.
issue
Yeah,
1.
exactly.
Revised issue 1. That's not 4 comics, bitch. That's 1.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like they say that if it makes it to issue 3, they're shocked. So of course it's like that's the reason why retailers don't like indie comics as a whole, because it's like, yeah, it's like we're not mainstream for a reason. I mean, it's like we're just a step above zines. We're just a step above Xeroxing our shit, and like our distribution system is the equivalent of littering. Oh God, I hope that doorbell's not stuck. Hold on.
Okay, let me show you how I got a trailer. All right, where is it?
In the time before Atlantis sank, when the lands of this world were savage and untamed, one man would claim his destiny, seizing his place as a king. After defending his throne and learning the devastating truth of the Serpent Kingdom and its deadly cults, King Kull in his right hand ruled the Spear Slayer, make a solemn vow to hunt down and destroy the hidden empire of these serpent demons. These are the tales of those journeys. This is the Atlantean. Tales inspired by the brilliance of Robert E. Howard, featuring his first barbarian characters as introduced in the pages of his classic tale, The Shadow Kingdom. Each volume contains beautifully painted covers and around 50 pages of original black and white art and story, featuring classic sword and sorcery adventures you don't want to miss. Join us on these epic adventures and sign up now for news with the email list at russleach.com. Bring your axe and prepare for battle.
Yeah, epic, right? That is Randy Zimmerman's freaking book he does with Russ Leach, and that is awesome. And I hate being left by myself because I don't know what to do. Because right now, like I said, all I'm dealing with is medical bullshit. Ah, there you are.
Yeah, yeah.
You missed the epic trailer
Oh no, what epic trailer did I miss?
for the Atlantean.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah.
They
Oh,
did a
that was
great job on production of it too.
No, Randy was talking about how they just signed a deal to have it translated into Dutch.
Right?
You know, so I thought that was very exciting. It was very exciting, you know, that they worked so hard on that book. Him and Russ Leach, and it's like, you know what, good, you know, it's like, yeah, all the languages, may all the languages
Right, right.
come to them. You know? But where were we? Oh yeah, like the first issue, right?
Right.
So yeah, so retailers are more likely to buy your book if it's in trades. Now, like I said, I didn't listen to the entire conversation. So I don't know like what the caveats are. And you know, and I don't know if this is like all retailers, you know, it's like or what particular retailers these are, but I mean, it was kind of interesting to hear something related to indie comics and retailers that I guess they're kind of like the begrudging, like, well, okay, we'll take your indie comics, but it has to be a trade paperback. You have to show me that you were committed to more than the first issue. And you know, and I think that's fair. I think that's fair. Like I said, it's like we're just a step above zines. You know, it's like we're not at the big companies for a reason, you know. So it's like, and at least this time retailers don't have the excuse of saying it's like, well, if you're not in Diamond, I'm not looking at you.
Right.
You know, so it's like, so hopefully,
that.
yeah, it's like, you know, so
sorry.
So, you know, hopefully this whole thing going down kind of opens retailers to different types of books, you know, but I don't know. I wouldn't hold my breath too much on that. You know, it's like, honestly, I think that retailers would rather buy more Magic the Gathering cards and Funko Pops than than spend money and the effort getting indie comics. But I don't know. Maybe that's just me being cynical.
Or maybe it's just you being a realist walking into any comic book shop.
You know, it's like, yeah, it's like, you know, but although Jose has been spreading a rumor, he hasn't been spreading a rumor. He says he's heard it someplace else that Midtown Comics might buy Diamond.
Oh, that would be.
And yeah, and you see, and that's the thing too. And it's like, when I heard that, it's like, oh, you know what? That actually might work out for everybody. You know, if that's what happens. But I don't know. I mean, we can hope, because it's like Midtown Comics is a really good comic book store here in New York. Honestly, the fact that
fantastic comic book shop.
You know, it's like they have 3 stores and 1 outlet that's actually over here. And I was just surprised that they hold the kind of stroke that they do, to even consider that they would buy a distributor.
Right.
And Jose was like saying, it's like, oh yeah, it's like you're completely not thinking, like, their online presence is massive. You know, and then he said something that they actually handle Marvel's subscription service. So obviously a lot of their skill at this comes from like online stuff, you know. What's misleading?
Not sure.
Right. Okay. So, you know, so I just thought that was just funny, you know. But the thing is, like, they are like really good stores. It's although I kind of I don't know. It's like, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It's like that's the type of thing where it's like we're not going to know like whether it makes things easier for us or harder for us until it happens. For all we know, nobody buys
Right.
diamonds, and it's all like it all becomes Thunderdome again. Again, it's always been Thunderdome for us, so it's not like it'd be anything different. Um, I don't know. I mean, it's just I don't know. I mean, all I know is that individual issues still do pretty well on Kickstarter. So it's not like,
Right.
much as I personally don't like individual issues, they have their value. They're good loss leads on Kickstarter. Um, Technically they make more money than the trade paperbacks, so I'm still until I
And their
read.
sales help the story keep going.
Right, exactly. So it's like until I hit that final trade paperback, all my individual issues are going to be available. So for people who like collecting that stuff. But yeah, I don't know. It's like other than that, I really I don't know. I'm kind of at a loss for what to talk about today. It's like my brain is so full, and like there's just like so much stuff I have to do that it's like,
Yeah, because like that sudden conversation where you brought up email, I decided to check mine.
uh-oh,
It's been a minute.
uh-oh.
Dude,
What do you mean? You've been
I
checking
am
your
so
email?
sorry for anyone who has sent me an email who has not gotten a response. I need to be getting on that. But I've never claimed to be professional. I'm gonna,
Right.
but
Oh my
yeah.
God. You mean the Indie Comics Network email?
Yeah, while I've been sick, I hadn't really
Oh.
been handling my business.
Oh no. But I mean, you have been sick though.
So yeah, I need to
Yeah.
get on that because
Yeah.
it was like, oh yeah, there's an email account and it's like
Oh no.
475 messages.
Oh my God. I don't know how people, I mean, these graphics must be fake. The
And it's
people who
not
claim
spam bullshit either.
they have 14,000 unread emails. It's like, no, that has to be fake. Like, you're not reading
475.
emails at all if you have 14,000 emails unread.
No. I was good at my emails, really good. It was the first thing on my
Like,
ADHD checklist every morning, and now it's like,
right. So what are we talking about?
oh.
Like 4 weeks, 2 months?
About 2 months.
About 2 months worth of emails, But
Yeah.
yeah, well, I mean, it's like, look, there you go. So you have something to do now. Check your emails.
Because I didn't have enough to do.
Yeah, well, hey, we gotta maintain this stuff somehow, right?
Yeah.
At some point, we have to maintain it. Speaking of maintenance, it's like I really do have stuff to do. So
Yeah.
so maybe the fact that our conversations kind of like just drifted
We made
off.
the hour.
Yeah, we made the hour.
Life goals.
Yeah, it's like I don't know. Sometimes I kind of worry that we're very repetitive.
I don't. Yeah.
That we don't come up with like different topics enough. I don't know. It's
Oh,
like,
you want to be organized?
no, I don't.
Okay.
Why? What happened? Oh, just in general. It's like I do. But the thing is, I do worry about that though. But at the same time, though, it's like comics and stuff dealing with comics. I mean, it's like comics in general is like a rather small topic, a rather small circle. So it's like they're only sometimes it just feels like there just comes a point where it's like we've talked about everything. I don't know.
Well,
It's
a
like
lot of times there are things that are repetitive, but then a lot of times, like, it's an ever-changing, ever-evolving thing right now.
right.
Like, I mean, shit. I don't.
I don't know.
You know what? When the people say you keep saying the same shit over and over,
I guess.
okay. You know what? Fuck it. I quit.
Right. It's like, I don't know, chat. Is there anything that you'd like us to talk about, like in future episodes that we haven't? Or maybe we haven't talked about a particular thing enough.
Right?
Maybe that's also it too. It's like maybe it's not that it's repetitive, but we haven't gone into further detail
It's
about
been a
it.
minute since we've had a dedicated episode. Okay, fine.
Right. Like I don't know. But the thing is, that's kind of like
I need
mean,
to start doing those DMs. Hey, Daphne, what's the topic?
and I'll be like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Well, you know what? We're gonna have
See?
thank you, Rob. You know what? You know what? Look, on
Oh.
Friday, Nita's not going to market character development. We can talk about that.
Right.
Friday is going to, Friday is going to be chat's choice because Nita's not going to be here, but I have to close it. But Eagle Raven closes out on Friday, and it just doesn't seem right to not do to not do a show when I have a campaign closing.
Right.
So
it's a holiday.
Oh, that's true. It is Valentine's
St.
Day.
Valentine's Day.
So everybody in the chat gets to join me on Valentine's Day.
Rob says he'll hang out with you if you want.
Oh, there you go. Okay, you know what? Yeah, let's hang out. So we'll have special guest Rob
Wolf
on
Daddy.
the show on Friday. There we go. So there we go. So it works out. So join me and special guest Rob Multari on Friday as we close out Eagle Raven, Heir of the First Unicorn, issue 9 on Kickstarter. Again, the link is in the chat and in the show notes. And you know what? Maybe it's like I don't know. Everybody have their questions in the chat because for Friday because it's like I said, I get a little concerned that we're very.
This is not an ask me anything. You got to be specific.
Well, you know what? It depends on the question. It depends on the question. You know what? It's like,
Last time that happened, we lost an entire channel of content.
Oh, yeah, that's true too. Yeah. I do miss the House of Bob shows. At least it allowed
I missed the whole After Dark channel, but yeah. I knew it was a risk when I did it. That's why I didn't want them on the same because we'd have lost this channel too.
Yeah.
For all the content.
That's true. I mean, we did take a chance with that. So you know what? It's like just ask questions anyway. I may or may not answer them. How about that? How about that?
Oh my gosh, I hope I'm in the waiting room so I could be in the chat.
So you can be sassy in the chat.
I've got questions.
Okay.
Oh, they nuked House of Bob. We were running an entire channel separate with like 4 or 5 adult shows.
Yeah.
Or adult content related shows that were not always pornographic, but
right. Yeah.
Most were. And they no warning, no nothing. Just got on YouTube one morning and they were like, we've taken your shit down. And I was like, what?
Yeah.
What? The whole thing, not even a strike. They just were like, no, fuck you, you're out.
Yeah, we had to delete all the House of Bob content as quickly as possible.
Off of this channel.
Yeah, so yeah, I miss it. There were some really good episodes I really miss. But,
there's a couple. I especially enjoyed the Max DeVille episode.
That was really good.
That was
the Max
really
DeVille was really good. There was a particular piece I was working on that every time I see it, I think of Max. He became so associated with that piece.
The black sheep.
Yeah.
I love her.
It was really good. There was the Sex and Comics episode that was really good that I miss.
Okay.
Oh,
because I got a copyright strike on this one the other day for a video that was like 2 fucking years old. So I thought it would be the same, like you get a warning or whatever.
Yeah, I guess it depends. It depends on, I guess, like the content,
right?
What they're nuking you for.
Yeah, I knew I was pushing it, especially.
Yeah. It was a chance we were willing. It was a chance we were willing to take for your entertainment.
The moment in Eiffel Tower, and I'm not talking about the one in France, popped on screen. I kind of knew we were done.
Well, hey. my goodness. So you know what? We are officially past the hour. It's time. Thank you so much, everybody, for putting up with us today.
Why?
I mean, I was kind of really digging, for topics here, but
Anita doesn't contribute at all anymore.
No, well,
no, I'm sorry.
That has nothing to do with it. No, you're here to keep me grounded.
Oh my God, you were so fucked.
So I'm glad if you went through the entire hour with us, thank you so much for that. We appreciate. You could have been anywhere else, and instead you were here listening to us babbling.
Call your therapist.
Yeah, call your therapist. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for all of our beautiful eyeball people who really are the MVPs. At least the chat. They're like. They're talking to us and trying to keep us going, but you're actually just listening. You're actually just sitting through this. Again, thank you so much. We really appreciate everybody who listens to the show, whether you're just listening or you're commenting. We appreciate all of you. So any final thoughts? Nothing, just the usual.
I gotta get out of this chair. I'm so old now. Like that's it. Like the hour is my limit. Like dead ass serious.
No,
like,
it's true. Yeah.
My back, my neck, my back, my neck and my back. Like for real.
No problem. So you can head on over to my newly updated portfolio site at egoworks.com, EGOWORKS, where you can find links, every single one of them, to all of my galleries and social media sites. But I do mostly post to Facebook. If you are interested in seeing sketches and current work in progress and any live updates that happen. And you can also find me here on YouTube at my channel at Daphne Lage, Lager Art, for 600 plus videos and semi-weekly art live streams, Wednesdays at 4 p.m. Eastern, 2 hours of me drawing and hanging out with the chat, kind of like being at a convention, but you don't have to worry about whether you're blocking my table. And remember, you can read Ego Raven, Heir of the First Unicorn, for free in many places right now, but on my website, updating every day, Monday through Friday. But if you prefer your fantasy to be more of a furry Lord of the Rings adventure, you can follow the link over to Tall Tales. That's TAILS online.com. And not only can you read the first 20 issues of Tall Tales for free, but you can catch up on the latest story arc, Tears of the Mother, which is also currently uploading Monday through Friday. But if you prefer to read these stories elsewhere, you can catch them on Webtoon. Ego Raven updates every Tuesday on Webtoon, and Tall Tales updates every Thursday on Webtoon. And if you want even more options, it is also, both stories are also available on Global Comics. You can read them free with your subscription, or you can purchase downloadable PDFs, I think, from Global Comics. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. Thank you so much, everybody in the chat. Thank you, eyeball people. And in the words of the ancients, and definitely no Concrud, eat your food, moisturize, mind your business, and do the work. Because when you actually do the work, you never have to fake any of your accomplishments. Thank you so much again, and we'll see you next time.
Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. You're cool. And fuck you, I'm out.